Okay, so let me just recap this. You've read 10 million credit reports. In those, you've said two cards to at least 10% utilization max per month if you can do that. Don't use cards that have annual fees. You don't care about rewards. You don't. This is truly a tool to make sure that you get the lowest loan possible when you're making purchases that are not considered the daily, like food and beverages or things like that. So if you're buying a big purchase like a car.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not saying you can't use a card to make daily purchases and then pay it off at the end of every month. But what I am saying is you need two cards. You need to use them once a month and pay them in full. When you do that, it actually covers all of the bases that you need.
So
two cards is the minimum. I really suggest doing it with three.
What I think is fascinating is when you're talking about using them every month, we're not talking about a $600 payment or a $500 charge. You're talking about like literally Taco Bell once a month is just as good a payment reported to the credit bureaus as a $500 credit card payment. Isn't that right?
Or your Netflix bill.
Yeah, exactly. I would say don't use the $500 charge. Don't go charge it a bunch of times. Literally, go to Taco Bell. You have the money in your pocket. You pay for it with your credit card. You put it in your checking account. And then when the bill comes due, you use that money in your checking account to pay the bill immediately. So you never actually are using it for credit. You're using it as just a tool and an intermediary to tell the credit bureaus and the credit scores that you have good credit. And I even go better with, I say, that's where I go with the auto pay. Use it for your Netflix account and don't even carry the credit card around. Put your Netflix account, pay it with your credit card, pay your credit card automatically with your bank account. It's just adding a step in there in the middle. It all is done automatically and it builds your credit for you to pay for something you're going to do anyway.
What I like about that method is that it caters to those people who know that they get into trouble with plastic, right? It's this idea of, unfortunately, we've gotten into this circumstance where if you're bad with money and you're bad at spending, you just can't have a credit card at all. But what you're saying is the best way to do this is to have that double auto pay, put your Netflix on it, put that card somewhere else, and do not use it. Do not load it into your browser. Don't use it for online purchases. And that way you don't get into this desire to use that card and to use that credit limit. And it works perfectly for you and you don't need to carry it around. It does not need to be in your wallet.